So Finke comes in with the top personal best in this field of 14:39.65, just hundredths away from the American record established by Connor Yeager in 2016 at the Rio Olympic Games of 14:39.48. All right, so through the first 175 meters here, Bobby Finke establishing himself early on as the primary contender to win this event. No surprise there. As Finke will roll through the 200 with a 154.35. Pretty similar pacing here. Yeager was out in a 55.55 on his way to setting the American record. Second, Alec Enyart of Tsunami at 156.76, and third, Tyler Watson of Florida with a 56.83. The FINA A standard for the men's 1500-meter freestyle is a 15:04.64, and Charlie Clark has been under that back in August of 2021, establishing his personal best of 15:04.37. He is the only other swimmer in this field to have been faster than the FINA A cut of 15:04 in the men's 1500, besides Bobby Finke. Finke coming off the NCAA championships, where he won the 1650 for Florida. Already looking stronger here, this version of Finke out, and a 2:53.1 at the 300. Leading Enyart of Tsunami from lane 2, continuing to put together a great performance. The 18-year-old out of Kansas City comes in with a 15:19.17. Alec Enyart is a Texas commit here, who ranks number 41 all-time in the 17-18 age group for the 1500-meter freestyle. Finke through the 400 in a very strong 3:51.92. That's 2 seconds under American record pace, as Yeager was a 3:53.15. Vanderkay, when he set the U.S. Open record, was a 3:54.42. Now Charlie Clark of Ohio State has moved into second place from lane 5. Enyart in third. Fourth place, David Johnston of Texas in lane 6. Checking the split at 500 for Finke, a 4:50.78. 29 fours for that last 100. Now Finke starting to heat up here in the race behind Finke, with Johnston moving into third ahead of Enyart. Watch out for Tyler Watson at lane 1, currently in 5th place. Challenging Gallant of NC State from lane 3. 29.4 there from Finke. The 600 split at the American record was a 5:51.53. So Finke certainly on his way to being better than that. 5:54.07 from Vanderkay for the U.S. Open record. That was done at the 2008 Olympic trials in Omaha. 29.5 there from Finke and a 5:49.77, continuing to lead the American record splits by nearly 2 seconds. Charlie Clark coming off a great NCAAs for Ohio State. We saw Clark and Finke battle here at the 2021 US Open, where Clark led the majority of the race, only to have Bobby Finke race him down in the final 50 meters to take the victory. They were 1-2 at the 2021 US Open here in Greensboro. Finke now at the 700, approaching the halfway mark. That's a 6:48.68. Now a full 2 seconds under American record pace, as Bobby Finke is putting on a show here in Greensboro on night one of competition. .47.81 from Bobby Finke. That is a great time in the 800-meter freestyle. And Finke here with 700 remaining, continuing to just chop away at a potential American record swim, with Charlie Clark at second at 7:55.31. Third, David Johnston at 7:59.96. We haven't seen any lead changes behind Finke since the 600, when Will Gallant moved into 5th place. The Olympic trials in Omaha 2021, Finke was a 14:46.06. Charlie Clark was 5th in that race with a 15:14.11, followed by Gallant, Johnston, and Gravely. So half of the Olympic trial final featured here in this race tonight. We're going to see the 1,000-meter split here from Finke. And only he knows what his plan was, together with Coach Nesty, coming into this race about challenging the American record or not. But he is doing something historic here this evening, turning at 9:46.56, still leading the American record by 0.3 of a second. Charlie Clark at 9:53.70. Also putting together a tremendous swim here, as Clark looks to break the 15-minute mark for the first time in his career. Looking at the all-time rankings for American men, there's only been 13 swimmers to break that 15-second barrier. Led by Connor Yeager's American record, 14:39.4. Bobby Finke, Jordan Wilimowski, Larson Jensen, Peter Vandergay, Eric Vent, Zane Grothe, Andrew Gemmel, Chad Latourette, Michael McBroom, Chris Thompson, Sean Ryan, True Sweetser. It's a who's who of American distance freestyle success that has broken that 15-minute mark, and Charlie Clark is hoping to join that club tonight. 400 meters remaining, and Finke at 10:46.18. Now trailing the American record by just 0.4 of a second. Connor Yeager was split about a 57 in the final 100 when he set that record at the Rio Games. And you got to wonder what kind of speed Bobby Finke will unleash in the final 100. Potentially as fast as Sun Yang's final 100, which was a 54-second split. That's the world record time. Sun Yang of China from the 2012 London Olympics, a 14:31.02. As Charlie Clark actually making up some ground here. He's got the top splits over the last 200 meters. Charlie Clark coming down to 29.6, 29.4, 29.5, 29.7. As we get into the final 300 meters now, Bobby Finke with a 29.8, just a second over American record place. Still chasing that US Open record though, set by Peter Vanderkay 12 years ago. As Bobby Finke 5 seconds under that US Open record from Peter Vanderkay, established 14 years ago, that is, at 14:45.54. And Clark continuing to outsplit Finke. You got to figure the amount of ground to make up here is just too much for Charlie Clark. He's got about 10 meters. But Clark does look very good out of lane 5. As we got the 1,300 meter split coming up for the Tokyo champion Bobby Finke, 12:45.9. American record split was a 12:43.4. US Open record split 12:50.3. And that is, on the men's side, the third oldest US Open record in existence. Peter Vanderkay's effort from the initial Omaha trials. Finke goes up to 30.0 there. Charlie Clark as well, as we may see the first signs of fatigue settling in here with the final 3 lengths of the pool. Now approaching the bell turn. Bobby Finke of Florida, lane 4, followed by Charlie Clark of Ohio State. The race for third, it's David Johnston with about a 2-second advantage over Alec Enyart, the future Texas swimmer, out of lane 2, looking to join his future teammate there. So going into the final turn here, Finke is just off US Open record pace. He's fallen off here by about a second, and we'll see if he's got the kick here to bring it home. You can help him out, ladies and gentlemen. Get your hands up and let him know that you are in the building. Charlie Clark making a furious dash out of lane 5. He's going to put up a best time. As Bobby Finke reaches into the wall with a 14:45.72, just 0.2 off the US Open record. Charlie Clark is second with a 14:51.78 as Clark breaks the 15-minute mark for the first time, and Charlie Clark is now the 7th fastest American in history in this event. Third will go to David Johnston of Texas, 15:08.90, as Johnston also turns in a best time by 8 seconds, followed up by the youngster from Kansas City in lane 2, Alec Enyart, 15:12.70, also a best time for Enyart. On the scoreboard here for the Greensboro Aquatic Center, we've got the result summary of the men's 1500, incorporating the results from the afternoon heats. Finke, Clark, Johnston, Enyart, Matthew Chai of Fullerton joins in fifth there with a 15:16.42.
Bobby, Rowdy said that this race had Bobby Finke written all over it, and you certainly proved him right. What are your takeaways from the race?
It was a pretty good race. I think I went out a little too fast, and I was watching Charlie that whole last 800 just starting to catch me. I was just trying to swim for my life at the end of there.
Well, it seemed like you were perfectly calm and collected on the outside, but how has life been like for you, I'm assuming not very calm and collected, since the Olympics?
It's been a lot of fun. Katie joined our program, and then Natalie joined our program, then Caleb joined our program, so we got a really good thing going down here at UF, and I'm just really honored and excited to be a part of it.
What sort of lessons and inspirations do you take from Caleb and Katie?
Everyone gets nervous. Doesn't matter how good you are, those nerves are there, and they're only there to help you.
Congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
Your 1500 champion, Bobby Finke.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now go back to the top of our event list. It is time for our finals. We kick it off with event number 1, our C final of the women's 200 butterfly.